This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 1048, and it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, Tennessee, our very own downtown Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
And once again, Derek and Jamie are unable to record. We will do a better job planning ahead. I promise you all. We will fill in their seats if they're unable to be with us in coming weeks. But here we go. We'll do it. We're going to do the trio once again. Hey, we have a great show coming up. We have KB joining us. He has a new book out today. I mean, you may know him. He's a pastor. He's a speaker. He's he's a great artist. But he has a book out today. So we talked about that. You don't want to miss that. At the end of the show, we have a game. It's March Madness time. So it's a little March Madness game. But we've been talking about Taco Bell a lot lately. So we decided to do the ultimate bracket of the Taco Bell menu. We are going to live Moss. We are doing Moss Madness at the end of the game, at the end of the show today. Moss Madness. It's coming up. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah. Grab your Pepto-Bismol and buckle up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. But if you're in the car right now, just go ahead and drive to the Taco Bell, and you can participate by ordering the items as we discuss them.
And then pull up Waze on your phone and find the nearest rest stops, because trust me, you will want to know. That's all I'm going to say. You don't want to be further than 10 minutes, and 10 minutes is generous. You with the Taco Bell with Taco Bell, you better not be more than 5 minutes out from a clean rest stop. Let me just say that. So that's all you need to know.
So Jesse, this show, it's let's see, this is Tuesday. This is March 7th, give or take. Is that right? Yep. So we're a little early for, when does the tournament start? You're my college basketball guy. I'm NBA. Yeah. So
we're like 2 weeks out from the tournament.
So I have watched,
there's conference tournaments that are going on the week that people are listening to this. Conference tournaments are happening.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so this is your favorite time of year. This is prime time for, I will watch typically 3 to 4 college basketball games a year, and they were all in the NCAA tournament. So, or maybe I'll watch
a lot.
Yeah, you do. So what are you excited about this month?
All right, I'm going to cut right to it because Cameron, I'm a big Duke fan. That's usually the team that I have been following since I was a kid. The Magic have a star from Duke right now. There's a lot of Duke stars in the NBA, too. But I don't care if I sound like a homer. Guys, anyone listening to this, watch Oral Roberts University play in the tournament. If you remember a couple of years ago, they were the giant killers. They beat Florida. They shocked the nation. I'm going to throw a couple stats your way, okay? And the goal here is to compel people who are not basketball fans to get interested in this, because I feel like, real talk, I feel like even if you don't like basketball, this is a compelling storyline. ORU, Cameron, how, just for a comparison, talk about the size of ORU just real quick compared to some of these big schools in the country.
ORU is an NCAA Division I university. Total student enrollment around 4,000, comparable to a school like Wake Forest, which is surprisingly small, but a normal Division I school is typically 20,000 or more students. University of Florida, or UCF here in Orlando, it's the largest university in the country, has 85,000 students. So ORU with 4,000 is relatively small.
It's very impressive that they have gone 18-0 in the conference. They didn't lose a single home game all year in what they call the Maybe Center on campus. They have a record of 27-4, one of the best in the country. They are just outside the top 40 in the country right now. The same kid that a lot of people may remember, he's sort of an undersized point guard who pulls up from half court. He's developed the nickname Midcourt Max. It's his senior year. He withdrew from the NBA draft so that he could do one last run with ORU. Right now, he's in the top 3 scoring in the whole country. His name's Max A. Smith. Like I said, when you see him on the court, it's hard to believe a guy his size is dominating college basketball like this. They also have a guy who's tied as the second tallest player in the NCAA at 7'5", and he's pulling up and he's shooting threes. I'm telling you, there are so many interesting storylines with ORU this season that even if you only watch one game, I promise you, even if you don't like basketball, you will get hooked on this team. They made a run 2 years ago. They're way better than they were then. And they might lose their coach after this year. He's already, for college basketball heads, Bill Self is sort of the comp here, where Bill Self had a great couple years with ORU and is now obviously with Kansas and is one of the premier basketball coaches, if not the premier basketball coach in the country. We're probably going to lose our coach after this year. Max Amos is graduating. So watch this year while it lasts, because this is your last chance to see a real, I know you hear every year, and those little like inspirational videos that they play like on ESPN on Saturday afternoon, to fill time on a slow sports center. This is the real Cinderella story. Okay, I promise you, if you watch ORU play in the tournament, you will be entertained and you will be cheering for these guys. That is my pitch. They are super fun to watch. I've watched a bunch of games this year. Cameron knows. How often do I text about ORU throughout the course of the year?
Annoyingly.
Watch ORU play in the tournament. The time has come, people. This is the year. Okay, this is the best they've ever been. And you're in for a really fun ride.
And probably ever will be, correct? That's probably,
that's my concern.
Rarely
you know what I mean?
Are you in a moment in the sports world where this is the best it will ever get. Enjoy it.
This is the last dance. We're talking last dance. Everyone watch the this is a real life last dance you're going to watch. Okay.
That's so funny.
Enjoy it, because it's you got a couple weeks and it's going to be really fun. So that is my pitch, that if you do not like March Madness, this is a storyline you can get behind.
See, this is what.
And by the way, they're on a 14-game winning streak.
But everything you're saying is what makes me nervous, because things like this are like streaks break, and like
you're right,
they're set up to lose in the first round because everybody assumes they're gonna be the Cinderella. When the team is picked as the Cinderella, they're not the Cinderella. You know what I mean? So it's like the Cinderella comes out of nowhere.
Listen, I'm all those are valid. Okay. But they're not getting national attention. Okay. Like it's not like they're on the big board for a lot of these analysts. I'm telling you, they're still, even though they've had a really good year, they're still underdogs and underappreciated. A 14-game win streak in college basketball is ridiculous. Watch the game, have fun, go Golden Eagles. That's all right.
There you go. All right. We're moving the show along. Stay tuned. Up next, it's Slices. You're listening to Almost Monday. The song is Only Wanna Dance. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again. Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold. Okay, it's time for
slices.
All right, what do you have, Jesse?
All right, I'm going to back my way into this slice, so just bear with me. Have you guys ever been at the point in your life where you're just like, I just need a hobby, and you invest in the gear, like you go all in,
all of course. That's my personality all the time.
And you like, okay, I was at the rec center a couple weeks ago, and I walked in the gym, and they're having a big pickleball tourney in there. And I've never played pickleball, but pickleball sweeping the country. Big deal. And I sat in there and watched them pickleball. I left the gym and I went to Target and bought a bunch of pickleball gear.
Of course.
Okay. I have not used it one time. I didn't even use it when I got home. It is sitting in the garage right now.
I have unopened pickleball sets in my trunk for the exact same reason.
Multiple
sets? That is hilarious. Yeah, because I had to get it for doubles. So in case I invited friends to play pickleball, I have to have 4 paddles.
You did it twice. Like
I'm in the same situation. I'm in the same situation. I got 8 paddles. Okay, that have never been touched the little wiffle ball thing.
Yeah,
but we all know that. We've all been that person. We've all know that. Like the person's like, yeah, man, I'm super into rock climbing now, and they bought like the harnesses and the chalk bag, and they've used it like twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see this a lot with like golf. Someone goes all in, buys the gear, the shirt, and they shank it all, they spray it all over the course, and they're never going back. Okay. But you notice the more successful people get, the more they go all in on just absurd hobbies, you know? And it's probably 50-50 whether there's people I know who've been like, I'm a boat guy now, and straight up went boat. You know, got like the big 20-footer, and we're going to be out on the boat every weekend. We got the pontoon, they gas that bad boy up once and take it around the inlet. It's sitting at the dock just sucking money away. Okay, we've all seen that. That's why this story I really, really appreciate. You guys, most people are familiar with Dave Grohl. He is the former drummer of the band Nirvana, obviously the frontman for Foo Fighters, but just known as a pretty good dude. He has recently really got into barbecue. Okay, like you guys watch the Chef's Table, that barbecue one that came out last year?
Oh yeah, it's great.
It is very cool, but you can also see barbecue, to do it right, takes a ton of time. You're sweating over coals, and you got to buy that big trailer that you pull behind the pit on. You guys know it. You see it by the side of the road every once in a while, or at a tailgate. You know, that pull behind trail, like Ron Swanson contraption. It's a whole thing. Well, guess what? He's in the phase of life where he went all in on barbecue. Okay. He just decided this is going to be my thing. He said barbecue is his new like therapy. And I love that what he's decided to do with it. He showed up at a Los Angeles homeless shelter and started barbecue prep for the next day at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. That is the prep. The barbecuing, the cooking, didn't kick off till midnight. Okay? So we're talking 10 hours of prep just to get just before we can even cook. Dave Grohl starts cooking. He was cooking and serving barbecue, massive amounts of brisket, and he made his own hand-drawn menu and instructions of how to properly slice it so that when he serves it to the people, that they're not just butchering it, that they know that this was made with these are hand-drawn things that God knows how much time he spent on, but he spent 24 hours at a homeless shelter barbecuing for the people there in LA. But I'm telling you, you can tell he took some pride. You should see the photos he's posting on social media. He's showing cuts of meat and how rare it is down the middle, how juicy it is. Here's the other thing I appreciated. This is how you know the guy went all in on the hobby. He's wearing those like black plastic gloves that you see on chef shows.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, that is next level. Like, it's one thing to go in on the pit and get the coals. Someone, if you're ever cooking with someone and they break out those bare black latex gloves, they mean business, okay? They are a real deal. He had those on.
Like,
that's
where do
when
you
I knew.
get those? Those are like serious. Yeah.
I know. And But again, I think it's just cool that what he didn't just throw a big party. He's actually, out there serving people in need. Even again, I know he's been around a long time, but I feel like, it's the subtext here is, he's at that stage where he just went all in on an expensive hobby, but good for him that he stuck with it. He's not jet ski guy who bought a pair of jet skis and, used them twice with his cousin, and now they're sitting in the garage, with life vest collecting dust. Mm-hmm. He's out there using the barbecue pit. So for anyone who invested in an expensive hobby, let Dave Grohl be the example. Just do something good with that hobby, and maybe you'll stick with it.
That's good.
You gotta have a purpose for it.
We posted this a few days ago on the site, so I knew the thing, because our angle when we posted it was like, how cool is this? Like somebody, famous, giving back to the community. He was there for 24 hours serving. Yeah. He didn't want any fame, he didn't want any attention. He was just trying to give back. I had no clue that this was the item that you were going to be discussing for about 10 minutes into your item. Like, that's the idea of going all in. So your angle was he got super into barbecue. He just got super into barbecue.
He said he since getting into barbecue, it's been therapeutic. He literally said getting into it. Like, I'm just saying, I get discouraged because I go in on a lot of hobbies and just don't stick with it. You know what I mean? Like, I was close to buying an electric drum kit one time. Thank God I didn't make that investment. You know what I'm saying? It's just good to see some stick with itness. I know that's not the angle people are expecting, but that's what I read out of this. Is the guy was? This is real talk. I guarantee if we had Dave Grohl on, I would ask him. You were up really late one night and you binged that Chef's Table barbecue show, didn't you? And while you were doing it, you pulled out your phone and you started Googling barbecue pits, didn't you? And before you know it, it's 4 a.m. and you've invested $12,000 in premier barbecue equipment. And when it showed up like 3 weeks later, you're not even into barbecue anymore. That was a pointed decision. Do I stick with it, or do I call the mistake of a late night purchase? And he stuck with it.
You know what I do that? Like, I literally watched every minute of the master class on barbecue. Like, I'm going to get into it. I want to learn. I want to know everything. And while I'm watching the masterclass, I was researching the equipment, different types of smokers. You definitely want this one, not that one. You don't want, I found the ones, I put it in a cart. But what I've learned about myself is do not hit buy now. Like, just leave it in the cart and just see if I'm still interested next week, because invariably I will not be. And I never got into barbecue, but I know how to barbecue because I've watched the entire masterclass on it, but I do not own the correct kind of smoker. But my new one is now pizza. Is like, because of the Chef's Table pizza, I've been studying dough, because we in our group chat, we were talking a couple weeks ago about how come people can eat bread and wine over in Europe all the time and they're not fat. And we were like, okay, maybe they're like walking or whatever. And I researched it, and it's because their flour and their wheat is very low gluten. And so they can have these massive baguettes for lunch, and it's not the same as our baguettes, right? And so I started researching Italian dough and pizzas, and that's why they taste different. Can you get Italian dough here in America? Yes, you can. It's this kind of flour, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, I'm going to do this because every great pizza maker says it's only about the dough. It's about the dough. You can cook it in almost anything. It's about the dough. So I'm learning how to make dough. You got to have a starter. You got to have all these things. So I'm going to go all in on pizza. That's I'm skipping barbecue. I'm going straight to pizza.
But knowing the personality type and knowing the means that someone like Dave Grohl has at his disposal, on a degree of certainty that it played out exactly like I described.
100%. 100%.
Emily?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, I can't imagine anything other than that. Like, I don't think he just stumbled upon it. It was exactly how even like the time zone or the time.
Yeah.
It was a 4 a.m. purchase. This feels like a middle of the night thing to decide to just fully make your personality. Like, he's going to be the Foo Fighters guy and the barbecue guy.
Or here's what happened. Here's the other one. Either he got really into it, or it shows up one day and Mrs. Grohl is like, why is there $12,000 worth of barbecue equipment in the driveway? She's like, you're never going to use that. He's like, well, yeah, I am. I'm going to cook for the homeless with it. And then he's just proving a point. You know, He's just hard-headed, and he's never barbecuing again. But he can at least tell his family that got mad at him for taking up space in the garage with all this barbecue stuff. Hey, I fed the homeless for 24 hours. Sorry, I'm not opening a barbecue restaurant here. I used it for good. It's one of those two things. He's either really into this, or he got in an argument with, like I said, Mrs. Grohl, and decided, all right, I got to make a big show that I'm actually into this thing.
That's really
out of
funny.
those two scenarios, Emily, which one do you think is true?
Now, those are both true. I think maybe I really think it might be both. He made the midnight purchase and then he was regretting it, but then he got like challenged by Mrs. Grohl and he was like, well, now I have to prove you wrong.
Why do we have 1,000 heavy duty black latex gloves on the front step? Well, I'm gonna use them.
Where are we going to put these? Wait, behind the electric drum kit? Yeah, that's getting behind the Sea-Doos. Where are we going to store this, Dave?
I have learned.
There goes my hero with your barbecue pit. See ya. Get it out. We got I can't even put the Christmas tree back in the attic. Got all these latex gloves.
You use them or I'm throwing them away. All right, I'll go use them for the homeless. All right.
I'll find somebody.
What do you have, Emily?
Really quick, I just want to talk about this hilarious new app to me. You can now play Pokemon Go you can soon play Pokemon Go while you sleep. So
no, you can't. You said this multiple times. It's not Pokemon Go. It's Pokemon.
Sorry, it's like Pokemon Go while you're sleeping.
But it's not Pokemon Go, which is a specific game.
It's not. You can play.
It's not for sleepwalking. It's not for like Pokemon Go. You're out there. Yeah.
Basically, what it does is it is equipped with the Pokemon Go Plus device, so it's connected.
No. Say it right.
Pokemon Go Plus device.
That is correct. The name is the word plus spelled out with the plus symbol at the end of it. So it's Pokemon Go Plus. So just FYI.
It's just doing too much.
Does that cancel each other out in math? Is that a double? I don't know.
It's actually Pokemon Go negative. Yeah.
It's just Pokemon Go at that point.
At that point, yeah.
But no, they are developing this sleep app that will track your sleep duration and movement. And while you're sleeping, you can gain these points and rewards and bonuses that go towards your Pokemon. And so you can get, like in Pokemon Go, you travel around, complete these quests, whatever, and get things. But it's like while you sleep, your Pokemon can go on these little challenges.
So it's a sleep tracking app. So it's like if you're more still and your breathing is lower, you get more points or something. Or if to reward you for getting better sleep.
I think the point is they want to help you get better sleep. Because I've used like a sleep app track before, just to kind of see like my sleep, and it'll give me tips on like you should probably go to bed earlier, or you should try it does give you tips. And so I think it's going to kind of do that where it wants to help you sleep, but it's motivating you by turning you have this Snorlax character who's encouraging you to get better sleep. And I don't know what that says about society that we need Pokemon to help us get better sleep.
That we're gamifying sleep. Yeah. The last thing that we can gamify is
to shut off all digital distractions, to shut off and sensory overload, to just be finally still and quiet. Nope, we got to strap ourselves into a Pokemon Plus device and gamify our sleep.
I'm in. Long story short, in.
We're going all in on that. Yeah.
If we learn nothing by watching Wall-E. All right. Okay, well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, KG joins us. Listening to Cannons. The song is Purple Sun. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times bestselling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose the Barbarian Way. Available now wherever books are sold. Well, our guest today is KB. He's a hip-hop artist that we've been following for years, but now he's branching out and dropping his debut book. It's called Dangerous Jesus. We sat down with him to discuss the message behind the book and why the church needs to fight for truth. Here's our conversation with KB.
So where did this kind of conversation, this message of Dangerous Jesus stem from?
Yeah, I went with Dangerous Jesus as a play on words. I think Frederick Douglass, he's my hero, one of the most influential persons in history in my life, shaped the way that I think. His testimony inspires me as being a man that escaped from slavery. And in Christianity, as we all know, was no stranger to being, co-belligerent, co-mingled, and causing of chattel slavery in the South. When I say causing, I mean being a part of most of the literature that was written in defense of slavery. Most of it in the antebellum South was done by people who would consider themselves Christians and Bible-believing Christians. He saw all of that, and Frederick Douglass didn't land where a lot of folks in our generation would land as a result of dealing with like microaggressions or dealing with rampant racial insensitivity or macroaggressions within the church and in the culture. If that stuff is connected to Jesus, some people are like, you know what? This whole thing is a sham. I've had conversations, particularly with Black nationalist organizations that are present in the neighborhood that I come from. I've had tons of conversations about that conclusion that Jesus, as the white man's religion, and also Christianity as a partner with some of the worst kinds of things, is enough reason for us to say we're done with the Christianity. Let's go try to find some ancient ancestral religion that is, African in nature. And then that's why I like to come in and say, well, Christianity has lots of deep African roots and it's ancient. Because what Frederick Douglass said was not that I'm done with Jesus because of the abusers. He said that that they don't actually know Jesus. That's what's happening here. They have what he called the Christianity of the land. And he said, I hate that Christianity. And that Christianity, he termed as dangerous. That it actually becomes, he said that it became a poison to the world. It was an evil to the world. It didn't help the world. It codified wickedness. But he contrasted the Christianity of the land with the Christianity of Christ, which he called the pure, peaceable, the Christianity that rescues those who are in bondage, that saves the soul and cares for the body, that means something for the world around it in a way that results in flourishing, not in marginalization. He said, that's my Christianity. And I love that the abuses of Christianity led him to a more pure understanding of who Jesus is in finding the Christianity of Christ. And I'm arguing as a double entendre that you think about in sports that, if someone is on the court and you're like, man, that guy is dangerous or that girl is dangerous or someone in the field or whatever it may be, they're a triple threat. What that means is that they are a danger to the opposition. All the things that would cost us the victory, this person stands to stop that. They are a danger to the enemy. And at the same time, they are salvation to the team. That this person is here, we're going to win. And in that respect, there is something extremely fly about the word dangerous when you think about someone that can't be bought out, that can't be intimidated, that can't be easily thrown off. They have laser-like focus and they are the pathway to our freedom. That's the kind of dangerous I want to be, the kind of dangerous I want God's people to be, the kind of dangerous that Jesus is. And I think in this time, there has to be, and I hope that my book is on the heap pile of all kinds of books of people who are coming onto the scene and helping to discern between the Christianity of the land and all of the mascots that come along with it, the different kinds of Jesuses that come with that, the imposters, to recognize them, call them out, and then contrast them with the Jesus of the Bible that's been saving people since Abraham and has transformed our lives and is due, in my opinion, for revival in our midst. That Jesus needs to be recast, rediscovered, and reaffirmed.
What do you think the church looks like then if we have this balanced view and this right view of what it means to be a Christian?
Yeah, a bunch of stuff. And let me just name a few. One, I think that our churches will be more diverse. That was an identity for the first century church. They were multi-ethnic. They were multi-ethnic. They were also multinational. I think care and concern for people's experience outside of our own is a kind of spiritual maturity. It is a spiritual maturity. This is what Paul very clearly says, to not just think on your own interest, but think about the interest of others. And I think that our churches statistically, especially after the 2020 election, just after 2020 in general, are trending back towards segregation. In fact, they were largely segregated. We saw some merging happening, 2014, 2015, the church might have been as that you saw mainly brown and black people moving into white churches. And you saw some of the other, at least in our church, we definitely saw the other. Our church was a black church that went to a multi-ethnic church. It has people from white brothers and sisters have kind of joined and submitted here. You don't see a lot of that. In fact, there are a lot of data out there that shows that almost never happens. But that does happen too. But a lot of that was just undone in the last 6 years, and like an exodus undone, people retreating, and I think that is a direct result to the first. That's a big part. That's the first thing I brought up. I brought up because that would be reversed if the kingdom was our deepest conviction. That you can have other convictions, right? Like it's not as if we can't have things that we're into. I'm into my blackness. I'm proud of that. But my deepest conviction is a kingdom-focused conviction that has room at the table for God's vision, which is a throne that is surrounded by every tribe and tongue. God isn't simply the American God. He's the God of the universe. So I think giving ourselves that, we would be okay with the discomfort. Also, we would not be okay with discomfort, but we would weather the discomfort. We would be able to repent of where we have sinned against each other in omission and commission. We would be able to allow ourselves to become something that we are not. That is one of the biggest issues to churches growing in this area, is that they're trying to hold on to an identity. This is who we've always been, right? We've always done it this way. Here are the things that we have championed the most. That's what it means to be a member here. You got to let that stuff go. Now, I talk about in the book being at this seminary, and my son, who is also Hispanic, he's black and he's Afro-Latino, and we're teaching him Spanish and English. And we were at this seminary, and this lady came up to us and said hi to me, and then, "Hi, little one." And my son responded with "Hola," and she corrected him. She was like, "It's hello," and I said, "He did say hello." And she went on, and then we got into this long conversation about how it was important for us to maintain English, a language Jesus never even spoke. I'm sorry, I'm screaming now. Now my children are involved. And I love the English language. But do you think that the kingdom of God would lose power if 50 years from now, Spanish was the main language here? If you feel that, it's okay to love your heritage and your tradition, but you have to leave space for where things are going, and that does not stop what God is doing.
That was KB. Sure to check out his debut book, Dangerous Jesus. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's Moss Madness. You're listening to Yacht Club. The song is Saturday. Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's Soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. Okay, it is time for the ultimate March bracket challenge. We are about to live Moss. It's time for Moss Madness. We are going to definitively rank the top 20 Taco Bell menu items. I have them in front of me, a grab bag of Taco Bell menu items, and I'm going to put them to you guys. And Jesse, I know you have strong feelings about Taco Bell. Sure. It has been disparaged and besmirched here on this show, and you have defended your beloved Taco Bell. Yeah, so this is your chance to advocate for your favorite dishes in the Taco Bell. Jason, our editor, is also on. I know his mic is muted, but he's also got strong opinions about Taco Bell. So if we see any veins pop in on the screen, we might want to ask Jason to chime in as well. So, all right, here we go. We're just doing 20, so we'll do brackets. These are up against each other, so I'll give you 2. You got to pick one. That one lives on. Here we go. Starting out with the shredded chicken burrito versus the cinnamon twist.
Strong contenders.
I mean, listen, no shade on the shredded chicken burrito. There's better burritos, okay? Burrito is a crowded field. Cinnamon twist is a 101. You cannot take cinnamon twist off the board this early. That's my case.
I agree.
You agree, Emily?
Yeah, cinnamon twist needs to go on.
Oh, hey, Jason be the tiebreaker if you guys ever disagree. That's perfect. Okay. All right, here we go. Next round, the bean burrito versus the Mountain Dew Baja Blast Freeze.
Again, to me, not close. Bean is an ingredient. It's not the primary source in a Taco Bell item, okay? Bean is a layer of coating on the tortilla that keeps the meat in and the cheese. Okay? It's not a solo item. It's not a snack. That Baja Blast Mountain Dew, you might as well not go to Taco Bell if you're not drinking a pound of one of those bad boys down. You feel like $1 million. You feel like you drank a pack of like Airheads. Emily, balls in your court.
No, it's 100% Baja Blast. Like, I can get a bean burrito on my own. I can't get a Baja Blast anywhere else.
Thank you. I buy one for like 25 cents at 7-Eleven. Okay? A burrito.
All right, this is a uniquely Taco Bell menu item, the quesarito. If you don't know, the quesarito is the outside of a burrito, a double layer of tortillas with cheese in the middle. It's kind of half burrito, half quesadilla at that point. So it's got this like double layer of tortilla with cheese. That's your quesadilla thing. And then inside of it, rolled up, is your rice and all your burrito fillings. That's the quesarito. Okay. Versus the Cinnabon Delights. The Cinnabon, it's the little poppers of Cinnabons with the creamy filling.
In my mind, this is a 1 seed up against a 16. Okay. the Cinnabon filler things, that's just a little novelty. They put it on the board. It's kind of like, oh, cool, we'll order it once. It kind of gives you a little bit of a headache. Not great. You know, if you want a Cinnabon, go to Cinnabon. This is quesarito all day. This is... They hung 100 on a team that put up 20 points. Okay, this is just sad. Get them out. They were in the play. I'm surprised the Cinnabon things were even in the play-in game. To be honest, Emily, it's on your court.
So we are going to have Jason tiebreak this because I was going to go with I don't like the quesarito. It's too much for me. It's too much. So I'm going to need Jason to figure this out.
I'm so excited about this. Listen, the quesarito is just like everything else on the menu. It's just shaped differently. Those Those Cinnadils. Listen, you can get 6 of them in their breakfast pack. I don't know why they're serving them for breakfast, but I'll take it. So I'm going to go with that. Sorry, Jesse.
No. You're wrong because it's like ordering a sandwich. So like, what is it? It's a sandwich made of a sandwich. Oh my gosh, mind blown. That's what we're talking. And you guys are going to give it to some.
This is our Cinderella pick.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
all right, fair enough.
Listen to the 3 so far that you guys have chosen: Cinnamon Twist, Baja Blast Freeze, and Cinnabon Delights.
We all know who's going to win, and it's Doritos Los Locos. But let's do it. Why not?
All right, here we go. Next round: the cheesy bean and rice burrito versus the steak quesadilla.
I had a steak quesadilla like a week ago, and and I know a lot of people might be a little wary of Taco Bell steak. You are wrong. It is unbelievable. It's great value, especially in quesadilla form, because they flatten it. You get more area. They're not rolling it up. A lot of steak in there, Emily. Oh, yeah.
Again, I was going to go the opposite direction. I love just like the classic cheese bean rice burrito.
The cheesy bean and rice burrito. All right, Jason, what's the one?
Jesse, I had a steak quesadilla last week. I am not kidding. Get some sour cream. Dip in there, man. Listen, I know your face says you judge me for that, but that's fine.
I love it.
I'm going with that. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
there you go.
Taco Bell's living in the future, not the past, Emily.
That's right.
There is no classic Taco Bell. There is no classic. They blow up the menu all the time and invent new weird stuff, and that's what it's about.
All right, the next round. Here we go. The Power Menu Bowl, which is the only thing I ever would get at Taco Bell. The Power Menu Bowl versus the Cheesy Fiesta Potatoes. And what those are, if you don't know, it's hold on a second. It's potatoes smothered in cheese and sour cream, and they have some seasoning on top, and then come in a little bowl. But it's like little fried potatoes.
The Power Bowl things gives the illusion that you're doing something reasonably healthy.
It's just a burrito with no tortilla. It's just stuck in a bowl.
I know, but it has power in the name, as if like I'm going to go power lift after I eat this. No, that is not what Taco Bell is about. Like you don't take things away like a tortilla. You add things like an entire quesadilla to a burrito. Okay, that is the formula. Don't mess with the formula. You don't minus. You add. You add a taco wrapped in a quesadilla. That's how it works. You don't take away shells and remarket it. No, it's heresy.
So you're going cheesy Fiesta potatoes over the Power Bowl menu?
The Power Bowl is a disgrace to the menu. It's dragging the whole menu down.
It's my favorite thing on the menu.
I'm also going with
Emily?
Potatoes. I've famously said I love potatoes. I would eat them every meal if it was healthy for me.
Good.
So I'll always pick a potato.
Easy Fiesta potatoes live on. Okay, next one. The chicken chipotle melt. If you guys need descriptions, just tell me and I'll do it. Or
I think the name says it all.
The chicken chipotle melt or the chicken quesadilla.
I eat a lot. Let me just say this about the chicken quesadilla. It's a great item to have with a meal. And that's why I'm saying it stays. Because sometimes I'll get 2 or 3 tacos and a quesadilla. Nice little kicker, you know? Like it's too good. I can't take it off the menu. I know it's going against a principle that I just stated about adding more. But a quesadilla is it's like an appetizer, you know? It's a palate. You get the palate ready. That's my case.
I was going to go with
Emily?
chicken quesadilla too, so we're on the same page here.
Good.
Chicken quesadilla. All right, here we go. Next round. Ooh, we're getting into some good ones here. The Soft Taco Supreme. I mean, it's a classic. Soft Taco Supreme versus the Nacho Fries.
Well, here's one more pro tip. If a menu item has Supreme in the name, you better order it. So this one's easy. Trust me from experience. Always upgrade to Supreme. That's easy.
It's just that.
Normally I would pick
little...
the potato, but I do actually really like the Supreme, so I'll go with Supreme.
Yeah, the Soft Taco Supreme. All right. Classic.
I put an NBA team in the draft. In the tourney.
All right, next one. Here we go. The Cheesy Gordita Crunch. You know the gordita. The Cheesy Gordita Crunch or the Naked Chicken Chalupa.
Again, come on now. Come on. Naked and Taco Bell should never be associated with each other in any way. No one wants to consider nudity when eating Taco Bell for a lot of reasons, okay? They're messy. It's just use your imagination. That's my answer.
Yeah, it's got to be the
So
gordita. It has to be.
You're going with the cheesy gordita crunch. The cheese.
In fact, eating Taco Bell while not wearing clothes would be very hazardous because those hot beans can come popping out the bottom of the burrito.
The hot
I'm
sauce
just saying.
might drip places. Yeah, not good.
Yeah, you don't want to get Diablo sauce and unmentionable.
All right, the nacho cheese Doritos Locos Taco. The nacho cheese Doritos Locos Taco versus the classic crunchy taco.
Again,
Just not even a competition.
it really isn't. I mean, you have the ringer entering the ring with it's one of the greatest inventions in the last 20 years. The Doritos Los Locos tacos of any kind. It is the tournament champ. There's nothing. It's going to steamroll its way right into the final four and then win with these. Emily, you're up.
I mean, yeah, no, the crunchy taco, to be quite honest, is actually not that good anyways. So, no, like it's got to be the Doritos
All
Los
right.
Tacos.
This is the last round of the opening round. Here we go. Hash brown toasted breakfast burrito. The hash brown toasted breakfast burrito versus the Crunch Wrap Supreme.
I know a lot of people are going to say Crunch Wrap, but a general rule of thumb is the longer the name, the better the item. That's why you get it with the breakfast one.
Okay, I really thought you were going to say Crunch Wrap Supreme. Yeah, of course. It's hash browns. I got to go with my potatoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Toast. Okay, this is going to be an interesting second round because we've got sweets going versus breakfast. We got, yeah. Okay, second round. Cinnamon twists are up against the Baja Blast Freeze.
Ooh, that's tough.
I'm going cinnamon twist. You got to. You can mix things in the fountain drink if you need to. Get a little pizzazz.
That's a good point. Okay, I'll do cinnamon
Emily?
twist.
All right.
Yeah.
Cinnabon Delights versus the Steak Quesadilla.
Steak quesadilla, not close for reasons previously stated.
It's going to pick the Cinnabon one. I need Jason to decide.
Tiebreaker, Jason.
Steak quesadilla.
All right, there it is. Okay, cheesy fiesta potatoes versus the chicken quesadilla.
Chicken quesadilla. It's an all-timer, you know.
Potatoes.
All
I'm
time.
sorry. I think they're so good.
Jason.
The potatoes. Going potatoes. Because I already did the steak.
Unbelievable.
We got the steak
I'm
fajita.
withdrawing from the tournament.
Soft Taco Supreme versus the cheesy gordita crunch.
Supreme.
Jesse, come on. Gordita.
The cheesy gordita crunch is what I get every time.
Wow.
So,
All right, here we go.
You
Every
think
time.
you know people.
Doritos, the cheesy Doritos Locos Taco versus the hash brown toasted breakfast burrito.
You could just stop at Doritos. It's winning.
Yeah, Doritos Locos. Yeah.
Okay, all right. We're honing in real quick. Cinnamon twist versus the steak quesadilla.
I'm going cinnamon twists. I'm sorry to the steak
I
quesadilla.
gotta go steak quesadilla. I can't do without it. Cannot do
Jason,
without
this
it.
is do or die.
I'm doing steak quesadilla.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't eat cinnamon
Wow.
twist, really. Yeah, I don't really eat the cinnamon
Betrayed.
twist. Yeah.
The cheesy fiesta potatoes versus the cheesy gordita crunch.
I go gordita here. If I'm gonna, it's going up potatoes. I'll go.
Yeah,
gordita.
this one is going to be gordita.
And then you know what? I'm just gonna push through the Doritos Locos Tacos to the final four.
Right.
I'm not even gonna put it up. Okay, so here we go.
Yep.
So now we have the steak quesadilla versus the cheesy gordita crunch.
Steak.
Gordita.
Jason, moment of truth.
Oh God.
You know the
I
answer.
gotta do the gordita. It's my go-to every time.
No way.
Cheesy
Seriously?
gordita crunch.
Okay.
It's so good. The
All
Baja
right,
sauce.
so here's the final: the cheesy gordita crunch versus the Doritos Locos Taco. Jesse.
Do I even have to answer? It's Doritos. I've stated this. It's the best thing on any fast food menu.
It's Doritos. It has to be.
There you go. That's the winner.
All right.
All right, the
so
best
glad I didn't
item,
have to-
the winner of Moss Madness, the nacho cheese Doritos Locos Tacos. There you
As
go.
it should be.
As it should be. Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank KB for joining us. Make sure to get his new book. It's called Dangerous Jesus. It is out now. Also, a few updates. If you haven't been over to relevantmagazine.com in a little while, you should. We're over there every day, publishing the latest, everything that's happening at the intersection of faith, culture, justice, life, humor. It's fun. A lot of cool stuff happening. If you haven't seen our digital magazine, make sure to go check out our fantastic conversation with MIA, NT Wright, a bunch of other stuff before we flip the switch and turn on our spring issue very, very soon. Also, if you haven't signed up for Relevant Plus, make sure to check that out. It is our ad-free premium content experience. Plans start as low as $250 a month. You can find out all the information right there on the Relevant Plus tab at relevantmagazine.com. Hey, you like the music on the show? You can hear it all on our Heard on the Relevant Podcast playlist on Spotify. We have a worship playlist, an indie playlist, hip hop playlist, and all of the music from this show is updated every week in Heard on the Relevant Podcast playlist on Spotify. Go check it out. And make sure to follow us on the socials. Tell your friends, all the things I usually say at the end of the show. All right. On that note, we will wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Emily Brown.
We'll see you Friday. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
Grab your Pepto-Bismol and buckle up, ladies and gentlemen.
Relevant Podcast Network.